Now, from your 24-hour news source, this is 6 News.
It's back to business for the United States Congress. A brush with the law for tonight's show, band leader Branford Marsalis, and singling out the state's worst polluters. Good evening. I'm Norman Robinson.
And I'm Chris Fairbairn. It is called the Industrial Corridor, Cancer Alley. It's a place where millions of pounds of toxic chemicals are released into the air, land, and water. Today, the Department of Environmental Quality has released its list of the worst polluters in the state. 6 News environmental reporter Jared Brode joins us from the newsroom to tell us who's on the list. Jared?
Norman and Chris, the list today ranks the top 25 polluters overall, but the bulk of the pollution is being attributed to 2 companies, American Cyanamid in Wagaman, and 2 plants owned by Freeport-McMoRan in St. James Parish hold the top 3 spots. For 1991, air pollution is down by 20%. Injecting chemicals into the ground is down by 10%. But water discharged often into the Mississippi River is up by 60%. Topping the list as the state's #1 polluter is American Cyanamid, #1 in total releases, #1 in deep well injection, and #10 in water discharged.
Well, nobody likes to be at top of that list, and we've been working very hard to get down.
Cyanamid, however, has a multi-million-dollar plan to cut what they pump into the ground by 80% over the next 2 years. Following Cyanamid in total releases in our area is Freeport-McMoRan's Agrico plants at 2nd and 3rd, followed by Monsanto at 14, Mobil Oil at 15, and Marine Shale at 17. Freeport-McMoRan alone accounts for the major upturn in water pollution, accounting for 80% of the state's problem. They say excessive rain fell on their mountains of gypsum in 1991, forcing them to dispose of that water. But they promised to cover the gypsum with clay and eliminate the pollution.
We're spending $27 million over the next 2 years and another $30 million over the next 10 years, and we're going to have a protective cap over these gyp stacks, so from now on we won't be worried about the rain.
Environmentalists applaud Freeport's efforts but still deplore their pollution.
I think that pounds speak for themselves of toxic chemicals. It is twice the amount of toxic chemicals that they released the year before.
If we rank polluters by parish alone, Ascension Parish has 7 plants in the top 25. But American Cyanamid in Jefferson puts out twice the pollution level of those 7 plants. The same is true for the 2 Freeport-McMoRan plants in St. James Parish. Keeping its promise to reduce pollution is Shell Norco, once a leading polluter, now completely off the list of top polluters. Another company, Star Enterprises, a Texaco plant near Donaldsonville, has also made good to eliminate injection wells and drop from the list of top polluters. Norman and Chris?
Well, Jared, do we know how Louisiana will stack up against the other states for 1991?
That list has not yet been completed by the EPA, but environmentalists and the Department of Environmental Quality say in all likelihood we will be #1 or #2 in that list. Probably #1 because of the upswing in water pollution.
News we don't want to hear. Thanks, Jared.